This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to grow your business online.
What's up, dude? Personally, I love recipes like chicken cacciatore. It's tender, melt-in-your-mouth chicken served in a rich and aromatic tomato sauce. It's one of those rustic and heartwarming dishes that will leave you feeling like you're eating in a Tuscan villa. And as always, there is no time to waste. Now let's go! So here in Austin, Texas, winter is officially over. The trees are blooming, everybody's getting seasonal allergies. So for me, it's officially grilling season, and that's why I wanna make this chicken cacciatore with a smoky little twist. So let's start by prepping all our ingredients for the grill. I've decided to go with whole chicken legs today for this cook. Thighs are by far my favorite cut of chicken. Drumsticks are also good, but overall legs are just the best for slow cooking if you ask me. They stay juicy. And all I'm gonna do is hit them with a little bit of olive oil. Sometimes I use a glove, sometimes I don't. I don't really care. To be honest with you, the only reason I ever wear a glove is because I think it freaks you out if I don't. Doesn't freak me out. A little bit of rosemary salt, homemade seasoning we make on the channel with herbs and garlic. I'll put a link to that recipe and video down in the description. I'll also flip and season the other side, of course. Just some regular baby Bella mushrooms here. These are also going in the recipe and on the grill. And all I like to do is pop that bottom out and then just rub with a damp cloth to clean them. As you can see, look at all that dirt that comes off. And I'll just hit these with a little bit of olive oil as well. And of course, some of that rosemary salt. One little yellow onion here. Same deal, we're just gonna slice that right in half. Little oil, little bit of salt. And lastly, just a few different colors of bell peppers. These don't need any oil or salt right now. Okay, my sweet, sweet friends, time to head outside and do some grilling.
And by no means do I want to cook everything through completely outside. I really want to just get that nice charred, smoky flavor on the outside of all my vegetables and chicken. On another note, a few months back, I asked Guga from Guga Foods what grill I should get because I was in the market for a new one. And whether you're smoking your meat or doing some high heat grilling, having that hot zone and cold zone is an absolute must. I'll drop a link down in the description for this grill setup, as well as this grill gun I used to light up the coals. Once all my vegetables were nicely charred and a little black, it was time to take them all inside and finish building this cacciatore.
First thing we need to do while the peppers are still hot is place them into a bowl or vessel and cover with an airtight lid. Now we just need to let them steam for about 10 minutes. While our peppers steam, we can go ahead and dice up our now smoky little onion. With the mushrooms now, I'm just gonna quarter them. It smells so meaty. And with my chicken legs here, I'm just gonna find that joint and just slice through, because now I want it in 2 pieces for the rest of the cook. And as you can see, you don't want to eat it right now. It's like medium rare. Our steaming time has elapsed for these peppers. And one trick I can leave you with today that you can take to the bank is don't run them under cold water. If you do it dry like this, just using a little towel, you'll see it comes off pretty easy. I also don't mind if there's a little bit of black left over. Doing it this way really preserves the flavor so much more. When you rinse it off, you rinse off a lot of the flavor. So take that for what it's worth, but I don't mind having these little charred bits left over. I think it looks cool. For me, that is absolutely good enough. To finish up your roasted peppers, just simply slice them open, roll them out like this, slice out the membrane with a knife, at which point all you need to do is slice them up and they're ready to go. Before continuing on, there's just a couple more things to do. The first is to get these San Marzano tomatoes, just canned tomatoes. You can use another one if you can't find San Marzanos. And I'm just gonna break them up with my hands. I love doing this. God, it just reminds me of when I was a little kid. I went to like some Halloween party. They blindfold you and put peeled grapes in a bowl and they tell you it's like eyes. You ever did that? Nobody ever did that? Read the comments, somebody did that. And all I'm trying to do is just get it a little bit chunky. It doesn't need to be too smooth at all. Something like this is fine. There's a lot of variation when it comes to chicken cacciatore. I hope I'm saying that right. Cacciatore. That's probably perfect. That's probably perfect. I'm gonna be putting these black salty olives in mine. They're a little bit dried. They're intense. It's gonna add this beautiful kind of pungent salty flavor to the dish, although it's a little too salty. So what I'm gonna do is simply pop them into a strainer and just give them a little 15-second rinse under cold water. And finally, all we need to do is smash up some garlic, which makes it incredibly easy just to remove the peel. Today we have a $1,600 bottle of Chianti. Restaurants finessing you. When it comes to the wine for this recipe, I've seen different variations using white wine or red wine, and that depends on the region in Italy this dish is being made, north versus south. Today I've decided to go with a Chianti Classico, which is a bit of a lighter red wine. A good substitute for this would be something like Pinot Noir. However, if you want to use a dry white wine instead, just go for it. If you've been looking for a great place to build your brand and your business online, then your search is over, because Squarespace really is the service for you. Squarespace makes it easy for chefs and creators to monetize their content and expertise in a way that fits their brand. With features like scheduling, where you can send your clients automatic email reminders. You can also sync scheduling with personal or business calendars, which is really cool. And if you're into e-commerce, Squarespace definitely has you covered. Sell products, services, or subscriptions through your website with easy checkout and secure payment. You can also use Squarespace to start building up your mailing list, which is a super important aspect of what we do. Simply just collect email addresses through your website so you will have another way to communicate and send out information to your subscribers. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/ThatDudeCanCook to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace is awesome, and now back to the video. Let's get cooking, man, finally. I've got a large Dutch oven type pot here, nice and thick. Just putting in a bunch of olive oil. It's over medium heat, and I'll start by adding the crushed garlic. After about 90 seconds, my garlic is starting to turn lightly golden brown. At this point, I'm gonna add all my onions, nice big pinch of salt, and some Sergeant Gilbert reporting for duty. That's just black pepper. Onions have been going for about 6-7 minutes. I'm putting in some red pepper flakes, just a little bit of spice. If you don't like spice, leave them out. And a little bit of fresh thyme. I just love the way that thyme crackles when it hits the oil. Another 30 seconds, I'm adding my olives, followed by my mushroom and peppers. Another 3 minutes, I'm adding about a cup of my wine, as well as a touch of balsamic vinegar, just to bring a little bit of that sweet, sweet acidity and flavor to this dish. After about 5 minutes, that alcohol is pretty much all the way evaporated. At this point, I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken stock before the tomatoes. I don't like when there's too much tomato in a thing like this. I want it to be a little bit more balanced. And the tomatoes, ooh. And finally, just a little pinch of oregano. Give it a good mix. Make sure you got all the food off the sides scraped down in there. I wanna taste it right now off the spoon. Oh, me. Let's taste. Oh man, by the time this is all said and done, that's gonna be fire. Last thing we need to do, of course, is put the chicken back in. At this point, I'm gonna put a cracked lid on it so it can breathe a little bit. I'm gonna put it in a 325-degree oven, and after 1 hour, should be done. Halfway through cooking, I removed the lid completely so it would just reduce a little bit more. At this point, I would really recommend you let it relax in the liquid it cooked in for at least 20 minutes. Because like you, the meat's a little bit stressed out right now. It just needs to relax a little bit, and it's gonna make each bite more tender and juicy. While your chicken is resting, you can prepare the side for this dish. Could be risotto, could be polenta, could be rice, could even just be some simple potatoes or pasta, which is what I'm gonna do today. And I found this beautiful Fregola, which I really, really love. So we're gonna cook some of this up to serve with our Cacciatore. I'll first just salt up some boiling water and drop in my pasta. And for one final garnish, I'm just gonna heat up some olive oil. Once it hits around 350 Fahrenheit, I'm throwing in a bunch of capers. We're making some fried capers, incredible little crunchy, salty, delicious garnish, especially for Italian food. Awesome. Just about 90 seconds, and we're gonna strain them out. You could definitely reuse that caper olive oil if you wish. My pasta is about 2 minutes from being done. I'm gonna do this really simply with a little bit of olive oil and some good old-fashioned unsalted butter. If you want, you can just cook the pasta and toss it in the chicken Cacciatore sauce, but I wanna have a little bit of separation in flavor, so I'm just gonna do it this way. Really simple way to cook pasta, olive oil and butter, delicious. When my pasta is about 80% of the way cooked through, I'm gonna put in a nice big ladle or two of pasta water. Now I'll strain the pasta and straight in it goes. I've always been taught to finish cooking your pasta in the sauce, not in the pot that it's been boiling in. And that just looks so delicious and inviting to me. All we need to do now is taste this for seasoning, because there was salt in the pasta water, but needs another little bit of salt. That is beautiful. I'm gonna shut off the heat right now. I'm gonna leave it in the pan for a minute, just underdone, but there's enough heat in that pan to finish it off. To serve, I'm gonna start by laying down some of that beautiful Fregola, followed by a few pieces of chicken as well as the vegetables. Then we'll just finish with some olive oil, fried capers, and parsley, and that is complete, my friends. Coming in for a taste. Looks awesome, and I love the way it looks with the Fregola. You know when you're really hungry, you can't get the bite? Yeah. I think I'm turning Italian. I get it, the passion. Seriously, my hand started doing this. When you get a bite of that chicken with the pasta, a little bit of olive pepper and a fried caper with that little smoky hint from the grill, that is, I want to be alone with it. That's all I can really say. Marcus, come on down. Chicken Cacciatore. Yeah, you see, you're getting it? You getting it?
Yeah, for like a split second, genetically, I think I was Italian.
That's what happened, man. Pick that drumstick up and just bite it, dude. Ooh. Just do it. Ooh, ooh. It's really
been the most tender chicken leg I ever put in my mouth.
Until next time, you know I love you and I'm out.